Hello, everybody, and welcome again to IPLcast. This is IPLcast 6. It's a nice sunny morning, which is making me question what the hell I'm doing inside, but it's evening and afternoon for everybody else. So, I want to welcome again my other two admins, Rowan and Athens/Rob.
Hi guys.
Hello.
And with us are two of our friends from just above the equator. The Unaware Thing and Lanyik.
Yep.
There you go. All right, so let's not dilly-dally with the too much with the introductions. Let's get on because there are a few news items to tackle and a few IPL stuff to go through. And you'll forgive me if I have a cough and I cannot mute fast enough for this cough, so you'll have to put up with me throughout. Right. One of the first things, though, that we have to discuss, I believe, is the very, very, very first item on our external stuff.
First footage of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Pokemon Get TV just revealed the first Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire footage of Groudon and Kyogre in what appears to be the game title screens or cutaway footage. The same footage has also been uploaded to Pokemon's YouTube channel, as you can see. A bit underwhelming, to be honest. I think everyone was expecting more than a very short cutscene.
I was hoping gameplay footage. What I got was a picture of Groudon doing Drought and Kyogre doing Deluge. So,
I remember at this point 2 weeks ago, we were so hyped up about what they were going to show us, and then there was that. It looked exactly like X and Y footage, to be honest. It wasn't really anything particularly fancy or impressive.
That's true. Yeah, I'm kind of sad. I'm bummed. I was looking forward to some darn decent Pokemon action. Instead, we got. I must say though that if you compare the models of Groudon and Kyogre, they look amazing.
Oh, they look good, no doubt about that.
But I'm disappointed that the commercial was only 30 seconds long. I'm like, we kind of expected to be hit like that by Nintendo, but jeez, man, they've already.
It didn't even have sound though. Like there was just nothing to it. It was something that you'd spend 3 seconds looking at and then just never see again in the game.
Yeah, I guess they wanted to put it up there for posterity, but at the same time, they have control of the international leaks. Like they have now proven to us with X and Y that they have ultimate control over what information gets handed to us as players. So I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't spigot it out a little. There's not much to speculate on. We could have spent this entire section speculating on the trailer. But we know exactly what they did. So there's not much to speculate on besides, oh my god, how good are graphics?
Yeah.
They're as good as they'll get for the 3DS, I think.
Yeah, there is that. Admittedly, though, it does prove that they are going to be doing something with Kyogre and Groudon, and there is going to be that graphical upgrade as opposed to like a slight step downward. Like personally, I thought Fire Red and Leaf Green were a bit of a step slightly backward graphics-wise, personally, to Ruby and Sapphire, but that was just me. So I don't know. This might be that, and it's also, just poking the very hyperactive, angry, foaming at the mouth poodle that is the Pokemon fandom when the announcement hit.
Yeah.
That's true.
I suppose to be fair, it did prove that the new decoration on Kyogre and Groudon aren't their permanent original forms. Like they do, it does look like they'll be changing. That shows us that, if anything.
There is that.
I wonder how much more space they can shove into a cartridge, to be perfectly honest, because
probably a lot. It's probably only just starting.
Well, let's take it in perspective though, because I remember that when we downloaded it was the midnight download for X and Y, and I was up until God knows what time in the morning, getting them ready. The downloads were about 1 gig each.
Mm.
And I'm going to guess that they were compressed, so they probably expanded. So you have 2 gig cartridges. Considering that the micro SD, the SD card that I have plugged into the 3DSs right now are 32 gig each, and they're smaller than the cartridges. Just gives you an idea of how much memory they can pack into the thing.
Mm.
I don't know if it was you that told me this, but I read somewhere that like with the advancement from red and blue, they like reformatted their entire programming, and then that's why they were able to literally put 2 regions into gold and silver because they reformatted the programming to compress the space. I almost feel like that's kind of a thing that they're going to keep doing, is make it so that the games actually take up less and less space, especially with the advancements of technology, so that we can keep adding on to this and adding on with the space in the game cartridge, so X and Y may not take up as much space as they could possibly take.
It's not that. It's when the Game Boy games come out, and people can write back to me about this, but if you remember the old cartridges, the reason they're so weighty is because they actually had a battery in there. I believe it was a small-ish watch battery, but it was in there, and that kept the thing ticking. So that's how it was monitoring the real-time stuff, and that's how it was controlling all of the stuff in gold and silver, and that's why it was pretty amazing, because it essentially had something powering the tiny little microprocessor within the cartridge. Because the Game Boy never had an internal clock before. You just plug stuff in and switch it on and play it that way. But with the advent of the DS and the 3DS, it was passing stuff from system to cartridge, so they could exchange information that way. The other major advancement that happened when they went into the DS and 3DS families was that they switched from the relative amount of memory chips you had, like the proprietary memory chips they had back in the Game Boy era, to Game Boy Advance era, to solid-state memory, the stuff we find in SD cards. So they could essentially store huge amounts of information in a piece of kit and never have to power it, and they'd only be able to access the information once the thing got going. So yeah, that's a very technical explanation of why you cannot, why unless you've replaced the battery in there, you've lost your game in gold and silver. I think it resets after 2 or 3 years of non-use.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Is there a frog?
I believe
Someone's communicating
so.
with aliens?
Is that Morse code for help me, I'm under attack? Is that... I don't want this to be a close encounter of the third kind. The first and second are fine. Alright. Sound over. Let's move on to the next headline.
Alright.
I'll read it.
Alright.
Alright. This is a TCG headline. Trading card game. So the Furious Fists theme deck, the second expansion after Flashfire on the X and Y set, will now feature Pangoro and Sylveon. So Pangoro is the main holo in one theme deck, and Sylveon is the main holo in the other. Thank you to Poke Collection. They've come from the set. We have no idea what they do yet, since Japan hasn't revealed those cards as of yet. It's also been revealed that one of the set's blister packs will come with a Slurpuff as a collectible. And it's going to get its own Elite Trainer box. So I don't know who plays the TCG. I did to an obsessive degree. Now I just collect cards, but the Elite Trainer boxes are amazing. They're designed for tournament play. They have a whole bunch of booster packs in there, plus energy cards aplenty, and all of this other stuff for tournament play. And I believe they come with an official coin toss die, which is them saying it's got like 3 head sides and 3 tail sides. I have the plasma one. I think I have the plasma freeze one, and the plasma freeze die is, I'm going to use those in my role playing games, because the plasma symbol on the die is just wow. This is really good.
Mm.
So daily trader boxes, I think, retail for, I think they retail for $40 US and almost $70 Australian. We got gypped again.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, incidentally, with regards to the TCG, just off a whim, I bought a Flash Fire booster pack,
Here we
and
go.
yeah, oh yeah, we're definitely doing this. I bought a Flash Fire
By
booster pack.
the way,
And
everyone, our address is as follows.
This was the rare I got.
What is that?
This is
my
the
God.
mega. Yeah, this is
Mega
the mega.
Charizard.
Charizard.
Is that a 200 damage attack I see?
Yeah. Oh no,
Fire.
it's 300. 300.
Oh my
That's a 3.
God.
Yeah.
What's it calling for?
It's
Energy-wise.
the energy cost is 2 fire, 1 darkness, 2 colorless, and it also discard the top 5 cards of your deck. It's the only attack on the card.
Ooh, I have a deck that's perfect for.
230 HP, and if you face up against I believe a plasma-free Xignel, you're doomed. Because it's immune against all EX attack damage.
You keep that away from my brother.
Don't tell him.
I will not tell him.
But yeah, the other thing I'm going to point out is that the Charizard this evolves off is a basic.
What the?
Yeah, because these are. I seem to remember this from a previous IPLcast. Because these are technically evolution cards in the game. The Charizard EX is a basic because all EX cards are basics. You do
Nowadays.
Nowadays there are no longer any EX cards which are evolutions. All EX cards are all EX standard cards are basics, and only the Mega Evolutions are treated as evolution cards.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I'll point out again that the mechanic on this is pretty insane. If you essentially Mega Evolve a Pokemon, your turn instantly ends the moment you play the card.
Oh.
So that's meant to be a balancing factor, but at 300 damage of freaking pop, it's nuts.
The high amount of damage does play into the power creep, power seat bit, but I remember from playing my own Charizards that it's not often energy efficient to run such high damage attacks. And
Fire you never plays that way though. Fire decks in Pokemon are very, very costly.
Fire decks and Ecogem are best friends, but no, discarding the top 5 cards of your deck is very dangerous, especially in the late game, and I can attest to you for that one that I have stalled out somebody with a deck that does not stall because of that mechanic.
What is it? It's fairly easy to. It's actually fairly easy to get Mega Charizard into play in 2 turns or less, because it's like from experience with the Zero deck and the Flash Fire deck I was playing with Reshiram. To get the Reshiram out on play, you only need 1 turn. You only ever needed Pokeball, or you needed Call for Family, because they're all basics.
Yeah.
Also, this card I might send you this card because I don't use Stadium cards as a thing, but this I looked at. This is Magnetic Storm.
Oh, I
Each
have
Pokemon in. Do you have it? Cool.
They lose their resistance to Psychic and Fighting.
This one has this is each playing Pokemon has no resistance.
That's even more powerful.
Yeah, this just feeds into the power creep theory we've had about Pokemon all along. I'm gonna send this to you because this reminds me of Holon for some reason, and you're the Holon fanatic.
Do not get me started on my Holon favorites. If you guys aren't careful, I'm gonna get back into playing. And then considering what happened with that Trick Room team that I've got.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
move on.
Let's move on. Next headline. Next headline. Oh,
I can get that. World
okay, go.
Championship music. Sorry. World Championship music found in X and Y. Game decompilers have discovered Gary/Green/Blues theme music hidden in the coding of X and Y, which is once again remixed from the original Red and Blue song. The music will undoubtedly play at the Pokemon World Championships this August for the final VGC matches like its last predecessor.
I will point out that the Pokemon Australia battle scene and the team, I think, covering the US regionals have been really good. They've been saving the battle videos. They've been saving the battle videos, and they've been using YouTube and a 3DS capture device essentially to bring up the battle, so you can see what goes on, and you can study the battle strategies there. We saw one of the Pokemon Australia regional matches yesterday, and I think this morning I was watching one from the. I was just watching a ladder match from the U.S., one of the U.S. champions. So, yeah, competitive. As far as competitive battling goes, we have so much information available now, and they happily stream these battles up for people to study. That you can actually see the strategies and what's going on, and Aegislash is just being so spammed right now.
Aegislash is good though.
Yeah, but the thing is that the Japan team, the guys who are the competitive battlers in Japan, have caught on that people are spamming Aegislash, which is why I think they brought out a Slurpuff. I remember the match that I saw this morning, and that was a really good strategy. They brought out a Slurpuff with it was outfitted with a bunch of things, but it almost brought down the Aegislash.
Was it Belly Drum, Citrus Berry, Unburden? That is one of the viable combos with it.
Yeah.
That is a viable combo with Slurpuff.
I've never seen the Slurpuff. I've never seen the Slurpuff in competitive battle until this morning. It never really shows up in the Australian meta scene, but I'm going to guess that from your knowledge of it, it shows up in the US one. So.
I'm just reading Smogon and coming up with stuff on my own. I've got a couple friends who are competitively minded, and sometimes it gets a little. It's interesting to listen to them because then it's like, well, this combo, this, and we back and forth this stuff all the time, and it's a lot of theoreticals, but.
Well, the nature of the metagame is such that as soon as something becomes really popular, the trendsetters or the innovative ones will always try and figure out something to counteract whatever is currently in the meta. The thing is, it'll always. It's a cycle. Really good balance will always create that sort of cycle where something else becomes the next big thing in the meta. Approaching the World Championships, though, it's kind of getting dangerous to have Aegislash rise to so much prominence because they're obviously going to, leading up to the VGCs. I expect there to be very, very good counter Aegislash parties set up specifically to bring down parties with Aegislash on them.
I would love to see two Aegislash fight each other.
You'll have that. I think if you look through some of the battle videos nowadays, a team will almost always have a Kangaskhan and Aegislash and a Mawile sitting there somewhere. It's so open to abuse right now in the scene, but there you go. All right.
Okay, next one.
Yep.
Australian VGC. The Pokemon video game regionals are almost over in Australia. We want to congratulate the winners of the regionals and our commiserations to our friends who were just like Ash and never progressed past the semi-finals.
I know it's really mean, but that's actually. But this is the second year in a row that friends of mine have tried competing in the regionals for Sydney, and they did really well up until they got to the semi-finals, and then they got thoroughly trashed. It was I believe it was a 4-on-4 battle, and it was a 3-1 trashing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you want it to be as close a battle as possible, but yeah, it's
really does sound like an Ash-like loss. And Ash-like loss is an insulting loss, to say the least.
He never progresses past the semifinals. Has anyone else noticed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Although
Pikachu has to be level 200 by now.
I
Yeah.
personally think that he's actually getting. While he never progresses very far, I do think that Ash is learning, and
Hmm.
the only way he
Slowly,
actually.
but...
Well, my theory is that with black and white, with the black and white thing, he stopped
In black and
training
white, his
a whole a
Pikachu
small
lost
pool.
against a level 5 Snivy. In the first, that's what happened. In the first episode, a level 5 Snivy beat his Pikachu. It also used Leaf Storm, but that's besides the point.
I'm going to point out right now, by the way, that it's really unfair for everybody else because at this point he's gotten all this battle experience, and he's still in the juniors.
Yeah, but he loses to Trip, who barely started not a week prior. He loses to Cookie Butt Winnies.
I always want to see who his friendly rival, the non-female friendly rival, is going to be because that guy will almost always win the championship.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the way I see it is that Ash as a protagonist in terms of the competitive battling scene is like the protagonist in Valkyria Chronicles if you've ever played that game, because you can custom make your character, but he's always a background character to all of the named people. So he shows up, he's on the scene. He's on the scene about 2 or 3 rows back from the actual people talking in the front.
Hmm.
I'm like, this is an amazing game. It says you can play as yourself, and you can create your own character and play through the story. And that's yes, technically true. Technically close to the actual truth. If you are a B-list actor acting as an extra in a scene, then yeah, technically you're playing through your story.
just go with the
I
contest. Just watch the super contest. At least one of them makes it to the finals.
yeah, that's true. All right, so is that no? We still have I
Two
believe
more,
we still have
actually.
2 more. Oh, here we go.
Okay. Hoopa's lore finally revealed. Hoopa event uncovered in X and Y coding. Following the reveal of Deance's event in February, hackers have uncovered a hidden Hoopa event in X and Y's coding. It is activated when you have a special Hoopa in your party and talk to a man in the Parfum Palace Library.
So TLDR, lots of lore, and I believe they have stuff for Volcanion as well. It's in-game text. It's stuff you unlock I believe if you bring a Hoopla or a Volcanion to the lore reader in Parfum Palace. But this is a headline through PokeBeach. So if you want to read the text, and it is actually there in English.
Hmm.
So if you want to see what it is, then yeah, obviously just go there and read and marvel at it. But there's so much about X and Y that we still haven't discovered, and then there's this new game coming up, and it's gonna be a tough. I can only play on the one game at a time per unit, and I can't pay attention to both units at once. And whereas no, there's so much to look at. Speaking of new things to look, yeah, go.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I was about to segue into the next headline, but you were going to say something, so let's
Oh.
go with that.
Just give me Diancie and I'll be happy. I really want Diancie. I love Kirby. I want to use it. I want to use Diancie.
Speaking of Diancie, because she showed up in showed up in a preview accompanying the new episodes of Pokemon airing in Japan. We were watching one last night, and the thumbnail image is of. Is it James?
It might have been James.
Is it like James dressed up as Ash?
Really well. They've really improved.
Like total hair color. The only thing I think that didn't change was the eye color.
Yeah, the shape of
And the
his
eye
eyes
shape?
is still James. So
I'm
it was really
looking at a screenshot of it now because it is just so freaking weird.
I think James has a Slurple or something that's about that shape because that was dressed up as the Pikachu. So there was a floating distorted Pikachu, and it was really confusing. We thought it was some sort of fan dog.
It was in.
Well, I know he has an ink. Oh,
Well, maybe that's what it was, but yeah, just I couldn't figure it out.
I can't figure it out as well, but I really need to bring that image up. Let's see if I can find it. Ah, there it is. Okay. This is just. Okay. Right. I still can't get over how weird this looks. All right, I'm going to switch windows over. Prepare yourselves for the freak show.
what? Oh my god.
Now that totally looked like an Inkay now that I've realized where the beak is, but oh my god, that's wrong.
Thanks, James. Thanks a lot. Thanks, James. Well, at least we're back to him dressing up again. At least
Yeah,
that.
but he's not cross-dressing. It's not.
Who says he isn't?
Oh. All right, screen share.
Oh my
That's the
god.
metaphor. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next headline. Might have covered stuff we didn't quite get to over the last 2 weeks as well.
Okay. Fancy pattern Vivillon. Is it Vivillon or Vivillon?
Vivillon.
Vivillon? Because it's
Vivillon.
Papillon in French. So let's go.
Vivillon? Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Fancy
Let's go.
pattern Vivillon. Following the unveiling of the Pokeball pattern Vivillon, which was distributed in France, a new pattern called the Fancy pattern Vivillon has been revealed. This Vivillon will be distributed worldwide after the GTS has reached 100 million Pokemon trades. The GTS is currently just over 85 million Pokemon trades. So once 1 million trades have been made, the official Japanese Pokemon site will announce how the Pokemon will be distributed. So the fancy Pokemon, the fancy pattern Vivillon looks kind
Fancy.
of, yeah. It reminds me of something. I think it's sort of like a garden.
I saw that too, although I can't. I'm trying to pull it up myself so I can. Sorry. I'm so unprepared.
I'm kind of distracted by the fact that the Pokeball pattern Vivillon is still out and
Yeah, that one's
the fancy pattern one looks like kind of it's got proper festival colors. The Pokeball pattern one I really want though, but I can't go to France.
The fancy pattern looks like a garden. Cute.
Yeah. So
Oh.
I'm hoping to get that out, and I'm hoping to get the Pokeball pattern one out because I will stalk places just to get those. I should really step up my Vivillon collecting, but at the moment I'm a little distracted.
I need to start that, but right now I need to get bank so I can get all these Goomies out of my boxes.
All right, joining us in the channel, by the way, before we head into the IPL news, is Leviathan Ofuda, aka GM Xignel, aka Nigel. He's there. Okay, he says hi in the chat.
He says hi.
He says hi. Right.
Okay, next one.
Yes, you're allowed to speak. Go say something.
Hi.
Hello.
There we go.
Hi.
Let me just
Also,
change-
thank your sister and thank your sister and thank your granduncles for these. I have to bring them up again. We're practically sponsored by Kit Kat now. All right, so let's move on to the IPL headlines. There are a few.
Okay, IPL Grand Festival is here. The IPL Cool Contest is a go. Cool trainers and their equally cool Pokemon are invited to show their flair and their entries.
I was writing this under a rush. Look, Rob, you know the super for the Grand Festival more than anyone else. I leave it to your capable hands to explain what's going on.
All right. The first of the 5 contests that act basically as preliminaries has started. It started last week, and the deadline is this coming Saturday. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Sunday, whenever I use ish in my deadlines, which means whenever I get stuff in, try to get it in whenever you can, but eh. The themes are, for this contest, pirates or rock and roll, and you can either do both, one or the other, but the overall goal is dress up your Pokemon as cool as you can with a pirate theme or a rock and roll theme, and then there's also a performance round where you're asked to use your Pokemon's moves or any moves that they can learn to make them look cool while still kind of going with the pirate theme. So like we did a beauty contest a while back, and one of the trainers used Will-O-Wisp to make their Pokemon look more beautiful. So that's basically what we're asking for.
Do I win?
Now perform. No. But
I would, except we have laws against firing cannons in the house.
But yes, deadline for that is this coming weekend, not this weekend, but next. Deadline as of right now is 1 week and a day. So make of that what you will. I look forward to your entries when you have them. Submit them to the gallery, and we'll get them in, and then we'll find out who wins that contest. The cute contest is not the week following, but the week after. So if there's one that you want to specifically do, schedule's up on the contest journal, on the Grand Festival journal, so you can take a look at that, look at the contests, look at the themes, pick which one you think you can do best. If you don't have time, take a look, see what you got.
Sounds good.
Sweet. Can they do pirates and rock and roll?
Yes. Yes, can you do that? I would love to see what you can do with that.
Pirates and rock and roll, people.
Go for it.
It's Assassin's Creed 4 with like a rock and roll heavy metal soundtrack, so make it happen.
Pirate radio.
Oh yes, please. All right, moving on from the Grand Festival to the other major thing happening right now.
Marlowe's Meander. The third rumor is over. There was a bit of a hiccup with the end-of-turn logistics, but Marlowe's hoping that it was all ironed out by the time that it will be all ironed out by the time Room 4 comes along. We here at the IPL are extremely impressed by your coordination and the attack patterns you've displayed. Best of luck next run.
I'm just going to point out, and I want to congratulate everybody for how well the Turn 2 thing went, despite the hiccups at the end, because that was coordinated wave after coordinated wave.
That was really impressive, honestly.
I have to thank Leviathan Afuda and Lorman for bringing us together. Yes, yes, Nigel, I am thanking you. No, he planned the first 2 attacks. He wasn't able to come for the first one, but then he got the second one going, and so we all just kind of went at it. Sorry for doing damage in that first wave. I really didn't expect to do any damage. I just wanted to get something up before I missed it. But it turns out Sunny Day turned out to be very helpful.
Sunny Day and Tailwind, I think, were the 2 major ones. Sunny Day essentially blocking Dark Azelf, preventing Dark Azelf from blocking attacks, and I believe Tailwind added a multiplier, and that may have contributed to the early finish.
Pretty sure it did, because I know that.
Yeah.
Like in that first wave, we were doing mostly buffs, and I think I was the only one who actually landed an attack. There was very little in that first one, and then a quarter of its HP just vanished.
Yeah, the first wave was a defensive wave, so there were a lot of buffs, and then the next 2 waves were heavy attack waves, and that was pretty crazy. Looking at it though, yeah, pretty impressive. You guys did more damage, I believe, this turn, even with the stuff that wasn't calculated at the end. The whole time than you did the last 2 rooms.
Hmm.
I think if we have to calculate all of that up, your damage output over just room 3 was out of just out
That's
of this
what
world.
happens. That's what happens when you debuff the defense of the opponent to nothing.
And also when you buff your own offensive stuff by 30%.
Yeah.
That was a 30% defensive buff was really critical into getting that forward. All right. So from what I understand, all of the entries, including those that will be submitted all the way until I believe 4 o'clock local time, are going to be counted.
2 a.m. my time.
Yeah. Plus everybody gets points from that as well, and I believe because of the overkill bonus, you get 24 points per the logs. So that's a lot of points. Yeah, you will need those points because IPL residences don't come cheap. I also believe that per the hiccup, you guys are going to get an MVP calculated at the end of the encounter. Sorry, the end of the turn of the next encounter. I think is when that happens and the poll goes up. I will say this: I'm looking to what's going to show up at room 4, room 4 and room 5. Without giving too much away, you guys will be able to take a fair bit of a breather because the horrors tend to come in multiples of 3. Room 6 though, and I've been told what room 6 is, and whatever coordination you had in room 3. So whatever coordination you had in room 3, just build up on it and bring it forward for room 6. Also, Nigel, we it shifts it, it flips it over. So I shouldn't do that hand symbol. So we can we can actually read what you're writing. Stuff to that side of the paper. We can read that bit. Yeah, that one.
This one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Yeah, so knowing what's in room 6, all of you guys are coordinating so well, and you're just going to have to put that, I believe, into effect. If my memory about what's sitting in room 6 serves correctly. So good luck to everybody for room 4, room 5, room 6, the rest of the dungeon, and we'll see how that goes. All right, what else do we have?
DevMeet. I think we've mentioned this a few times now, but IPL's first DevMeet is going to be in mid-October in Metro Manila in the Philippines. Venues and dates will change, probably, but we'll keep you posted and you can join in on the fun. So if you live in Manila and you want to meet Kamata and Rowan, or /Yana, which is me in the flesh, as well as score the Meet the Boss badge, which we will have physical badge of, now's your chance.
So, like we've been saying, the Meet the Boss badge isn't just something you have on the IPL page next to your trainer name. It is a physical badge that we give out to people when we meet up with them, and it usually has to be an official meet. If we're really lucky, we'll have Met the Boss badges if you run into us while we're walking on the street. But yeah. The other thing I'm going to point out is that it's sort of kind of the very first dev meet we'll have. This will be the first proper one with all of the planning together. The very first one I believe that we had before was, gosh, that was 2 years ago, and it was just me and Rowan, so that technically doesn't count.
Did I ever get the badge? I don't remember getting the badge.
You don't get the badge? We'll make the badge, and then I'll give you the badge. We'll make it official with photos and everything. Okay, so for those who are curious about the details and you want to know more, and you want to state that you're attending, v-ipl.deviantart.com/devmeet. If you go to the regular IPL page and you look at DevMeets, the DevMeet is already there. The current venue is Comic Alley or Comic Quest in SM North EDSA. If you guys would know where that place is. I don't know if Comic Alley or Comic Quest are still there.
It's still there.
It's still there. Both of them.
Yes. Comic Alley is still in the basement floor. Well, Comic Quest moved to the upper floors.
1, 2, 3. I only remember there being 3 floors.
Yeah, it's in the third floor now. The third floor was totally renovated quite recently.
So there was, I remember there in the main mall, there used to be the first and second floor in the basement. But you're telling me there's another floor on top of that now? Hello?
Yes, there's a third floor.
Oh my god. I haven't been there in a while. The last time I was there was 6 years ago, and it's been 6 years from that point when I left. So last time I was there, they had barely connected all of the things together, and from what I understand, SM North EDSA is now this one giant, massive ultra mall.
Yes, it is. It has like
Alright.
buildings around it, and those are part of the mall.
We will have trivia, general shenanigans. We might have the Guess the Pokemon Cry section again. I don't know why we don't do it here, but we might. The next time we get a party down. There will be a DelayCast IPLcast. I'll bring some recording gear in, and we can just have like a very short thing there. I'll bring a video camera or something. There are handouts, general shenanigans, the old stuff. This is me coming back to my home place in the mall I used to hang out in when I wasn't actually at class. So it's currently scheduled for October 16th, but that might change. October 16th is a Thursday, so I'm not sure whether or not people will be in school or class or whatever. We'll change it as everybody becomes available. So if you are interested in going and you can confirm that you are able to go now, confirm your attendance on the DevMeet page so we know who to expect. You can also comment there as well so we can finalize where this is going to be at. It's 5 months away, but who cares if we can get this ready, providing no one blows up the venue before we get there. It's looking good. I wish I was kidding about the blow-up stuff, but there's actually a caution on the Australian overseas travel website on Manila.
Huh.
It's not like a do not travel there or we discourage you from traveling there. It's like practice slightly more than the usual amount of caution you would have if you're going overseas. Yeah, so, yeah. You haven't been moved to Amber Alert just yet. All right. I can't stop getting excited about this DevMeet. It's it's IPL, man. We haven't had a really big meeting of IPL since IPL Radio all those years back. Right. So we are
the battle analysis.
Woo!
Battle 953, Nemo vs. GM Xignel.
Oh, hello. That sounded like that sounded like somebody's attention just got grabbed. Right. So we are going to this being the only battle I could actually find that was on the list that we hadn't actually gone through before. We're gonna go through it.
With new ones some point today or tomorrow.
Yeah. So it's basically Teal X Ultimate. I can hear myself on feedback. It's Teal X Ultimate versus Nigel. Was it? I'm pretty sure it was you.
Really?
953 was 953 was. Yeah, 953 was you.
Oh.
And
Teal X Ultimate versus Leviathan of Fuda. Is it Fuda or
Ufuda.
Leviathan of Fuda?
Leviathan of Fuda.
Sweet.
All right, so let us get the first one there as soon as it's loaded. Okay, it's ready to go. All right, so this has been judged already, as all battle analysis works have been. So we know who got it. But we'll run through the critique. Guys, if you having trouble with your sound, just be sure to type the critique in as you feel. But here comes the screen share. That may have been the wrong window. That screen share. Ding. Okay. This is TLX Ultimate's work.
Thank you, Nemo, for the creepy Esper ears, eyes. Thank you.
Are they actually eyes? Oh, they are.
Yeah,
That's
they're actually eyes.
amazing.
The if you actually buy Esper, like the Esper stuff from the Pokemon Center, and you lift the ears up, the eyes will actually be there. They're embroidered in.
I thought they were holes. That's creepy.
No, they're eyes.
The Pokedex entries say that the Meowstic family, Esper, and both Meowstics actually have brain-like organs in their ears, and they keep them clamped shut because otherwise it releases terrible psychic power that destroys everything.
Essentially, if they fall backwards and their ears flop away, then it's over for the rest of humanity.
Yes. Yay! Guarded Ball, Mystic Knight. On both.
Hooray! Okay, we'll leave this on, and then we can start with the critique.
Kind of.
I do like the textures in this, to be honest. It is nice, but I think the main failing is simply that they're both standing there. So, like, you can see there's a lot of movement in the psychic energy, but the Pokemon themselves, it does leave this looking fairly static.
Yeah, it is. It is very static. To wit, you'll see on TV shows all the time people going and holding their temples and one hand out, and it's the standard psychic stance. They do that because otherwise psychic powers are not visible. So when you do use psychic powers in a battle or a movie or whatever, you really do have to exaggerate, even though logically speaking, they shouldn't do that because it's over dramatic, but unfortunately that is a bit of the failing here. I know Gardevoir's bent over, and that does bring us back to Esper, but otherwise it's still not exaggerated enough.
One thing you could do, if you absolutely must have the main characters of an image standing still like that, is you can get the excitement and energy out of it that you need by using perspective.
Yes, using a funky perspective, and by funky I mean like low ground, high ground. I wouldn't use high ground. I'd use low ground if you want to try and get something, or tilting the perspective so you're not staring at both of them at the exact same angle. Like we're looking at both of them side on. I'm sorry, we're looking at both of them side on. We're both seeing both of them. We're on the sidewalk across the street from them. Okay, that's nice. Can we get behind Gardevoir or get behind Esper? One of the two would help, and if that's not the case, then put it a little lower to the ground, and then start having things levitate off the ground, because we got psychic power going, and that's gonna. We got Esper's ears are open, guys. It's Armageddon. Things are gonna start levitating when they shouldn't be levitating. But yeah. Did somebody cut out? Or am I not? Did my sound cut out?
I can still hear you.
Okay. That's strange. I know this is your I know this is your opponent's battle. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, it's pretty much the same thing.
Oh.
The effects are really good, but they're just so static right there, and I think
we went off air.
Still
Are
working?
we?
There we go.
Live. Okay.
Australian
Okay.
internet. Okay,
Hey.
where did I cut off?
All right. Nigel, do you have a preference of what I call you? Because otherwise, I'm going to start calling you a Fuda, and I don't know if you
Food
like
is
that.
fine. For
Okay.
IPL purposes, so food is fine.
All right. Afuda does bring up that it is a bit static, and it does look nice, but it is kind of static. I don't know if we lost streaming at that point, but
Yeah,
there's
kind
that.
of lost sorry.
No.
Did I get everybody in? Is everybody in? All right.
Hello?
That was an interesting technical hiccup. We literally lost the connection to our router.
Hmm.
No idea what happened there.
It does that sometimes.
Are you getting this through? Are you getting this image through?
Yep.
I am.
Okay, cool. So it's just opening my my Google Hangout toolbox. All right, we are back. The broadcast is apparently still going, so I might just have to trim this down later.
Okay.
What was the last thing that was said?
I remember you were talking about this thing being very static.
What was the last thing that I said then?
That was the last thing that you said.
That it was just static?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay.
And then Rob struck this nice pose, and then stuff stopped moving.
Okay. So, one way to fix the static look, because it's mainly the fact that they're both standing still, and the fact that it's a very side-on view. So, Rob just froze at that pose again, and I was worried that it had lost the connection. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, the fact that it's very still, one way that you could fix this, if you absolutely must have them standing still, is you can use perspective to make it look more exciting. So instead of having it side on like that, you could probably stick it at a low angle and have the viewer essentially looking up at both of the Pokemon, and that would give them a sense of strength and a sense of being imposing, that sort of feeling. It would give it a lot more energy behind it, essentially. Or considering the way the Gardevoir is towering over the Esper, you could also stick the perspective to be behind the Esper, and the Gardevoir is towering down over the Esper, so it would make the Gardevoir look more powerful and more dominating and winning, or something like that, if that's what you're after. Or you could probably, honestly, you could probably switch it if you want to make the Esper look like it's winning by making it larger, that sort of thing.
Something you could do along those lines is put the
It's
perspective
an
behind the
option.
Gardevoir. Put the perspective behind the Gardevoir, and then have Esper rising telekinetically on rocks if you don't want to actually have the cat floating, but do that, which would impose, because Esper is Nemo's Pokemon. Gardevoir is Mafuda's Pokemon.
Yeah, this is Nemo's work as well. So the thing that confused me was that having having not read the description on this battle, I just looked at it and go, who's attacking who exactly? And it dawned on me that you could take it as either the Esper is attacking the Gardevoir because its ears are up and it's an attack thing, or the Gardevoir is staring down the Esper, and it's because of its height and how it's positioned and the flat plane. There's a position of superiority over the Esper, and it's confusion. It's confusing in the sense that you can take it in both directions. And I'm not sure who's doing what to who in this picture.
Monique writes in the DeviantArt chat, this would look much more wonderful if they had like a projection of themselves, like huge butt versions of themselves, like giant psychic projections. Like, are you thinking stands, Monique? Are you thinking stands? Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that would be totally awesome too. He is. Yeah. No, I'm with him. Like, psychic powers are so vague that you could portray them however you want, and I know that psychic blue flames are pretty cool, but what if those psychic blue flames were giant muscular versions of themselves? Or what if they were like giant towering beasts, or I keep going back to the mountains and levitating on the ground because I love creating giant craters in the ground with healthy stacks. But yeah, it's a little sad.
The power level is a little underwhelming from my perspective.
Yeah.
It's you wanna show these guys to like the best of these guys. All right. Anything else we can add to this work?
I don't think so. I think other than just either changing the poses or changing the perspective just to make it look more exciting, I think that's just the main failing of this. Like, it's drawn fine, it's got some nice detail in it. It's really just static, really.
It's the ground detail could have added as well if I could actually notice. I've only just noticed the ground detail. It's hiding. All right. So let us then move to the other work. Ready?
Yep.
Click. So this is Nigel's work, Fuda's work.
There we go.
Right, and thoughts.
We seem to have connection problems again.
Are we?
Yep.
You do? How?
Lunik and Rob seem to be having trouble.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll. Yeah, I can see them. We'll wait for them to ping back in. Rob's chucked a pose on again. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, he dropped out.
No, he's back. Unmute. Rob, you're muted.
muted.
Okay, all right.
There we go.
It does that. I actually like how it does that, so we don't suddenly get greeted by all of this noise of the fiddling around. All right, so this is a Fuda's work on the same battle.
I like the style, to be honest. It looks like something from a storybook. Just the way everything's posed.
Did Rob drop out again?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's mid-pose again.
Oh, he should just hold a pose the whole time.
Trainer Andreas says she likes the style.
No, it's really nice. It honestly looks like something I'd see in one of those fantasy storybooks, like that's probably telling a story about Cinderella. You know, that sort of artwork.
The thick outline definitely helps as well. It's very reminiscent of those old illustrations with the huge thick outlines. And they differ. Like when you have stuff that is very similar in color, they do a really good job of separating the elements.
It's flat in a good way. So it looks 2D, but it looks 2D in the sense that it looks drawn. It doesn't look like it's trying to look realistic or anything like that. So it really does work.
Athens is saying from the chat room that he likes the style too, especially with the use of the colors and how their basic vibrancy brings it all out. Lanyik says welcome to the party, but beyond that, he also says that the outlines really help bring the power, and that is exactly how he worded it. What else can we say about this work?
We're giving too many compliments. We must destroy his ego.
Feel free.
I don't know. I guess as I could complain about a few tangents here and there. A few pointy bits get a bit too close to the edges, so that's technically a no-no.
I couldn't have ended there.
That's the only one I'm seeing at the moment. Like honestly, other than a few edge tangents, it looks pretty much okay. Like there's no shading at all, and clearly that doesn't detract from anything, so you can't complain about that. Everything's separated okay. You can clearly see what's going on. Like even in the sense of the attack, you can clearly see what it is.
Athens says, oh wait, Lunix says very. Then Athens completes it with wonderful. Very, yeah. Lunix says it's very mystical. He also said he can't think of anything. Trainer Andrea says the expressions are well done too. And Athens, I don't think I meant to broadcast that. Okay.
What?
Just check the chat room. If you're in now and watching, check the chat room. If you're not, well, yeah. I think he's having bandwidth issues.
Yes, I am.
Okay. What we can hear you on audio, so let's go with that.
I turned my video off. I'm hoping that fixes things.
We can hear you loud and clear. So, with regards to critique, what would you say with regards to critique?
There's not much to complain about, to be honest.
Would you say this is like? Would you say this is like full on competition grade work? Like,
if this is the style that was needed, then this is something I think someone would pay for. So it's definitely good.
Okay.
I would agree. However, I would feel like this could be pushed just a little bit, if only because I see the stylization in the flames, and I feel like that could be spread out just a little more. I don't know if this has been said already, but I feel like that could be brought out a little more in some of the other areas. I only say that because the flames were a little bit, and I feel like
a bit. I think it's a swirl.
It's the swirl, and it looks cool. It looks cool, but I think that some of the elements in that could also be applied elsewhere in the piece. Like, I almost want to say where the long hairs are on Delphox could get some of the swirl treatment as well, the kind of angled swirls as well.
You don't want to put too many swirls in, though.
Yeah.
I think that'd be more distracting than anything.
It would.
I don't know what you mean, though. It could do with that. You know?
I like it. I really do. I don't know what else I could ask for in this. I guess it just feels a little. It feels cool that the Gardevoirs got the magical flames of super stylized flames there, but I almost feel like it could be brought out just a little more, but I almost don't want to suggest that because it's solid as it is.
We have to complain about something, so we'll just say that.
It's also, I would say that with regards to the line of coloring in the outline, I'm only just noticing the strokes used, and you can definitely use stroke technique as a way to accent and add a little more detail into just regular fill backgrounds.
Oh yeah. On the Delphox's what the heck are we gonna call that? Leg fur? Robe skirt?
Robe, I think.
Robe. On his the red part of his robe, you can use that to define some contour. Define contour like in hatching. Hatching and cross-hatching. I don't know if everybody knows what I'm talking about because it took me to get into painting class, and that was years after I started playing with hatching before I found this out. But like if you have a cylinder, you do the hatching following the roundness of the cylinder, not just straight lines. Like that's what you use to shade, I guess is what I'm trying to explain. So like on Delphox's arms and his hi. On his
It's working now, Nick.
On his robe, you could do that. Oh, I know where the stylization could come in. I would have my suggestion is if you took that blue and put it into the purple and did the same spiraling in the purple. It would be very subtle. It wouldn't be as pronounced as the contrast between the black and the red with the orange, But
Mm.
with the magical effects in the background, the psychic background, it could look pretty cool, especially with the swirls and if you soften the spirals.
That would work.
Cool. Is there anything else we can say with regards to Ofuru's work?
That Delphox looks like a snide little jerk. With a long snout.
I'm not gonna lie. I took at a glance, I instantly got reminded of Discord from the My Little Pony animation. Only because I remembered Discord's one of the few characters that stick out in my head when I look at that cartoon and the animation style. But definitely those the bit of a sinister eye kind of look. The Delphox also reminds me of the Anteater from the Pink Panther cartoons. If you've ever seen the Anteater, is it the Aardvark? Yeah.
I don't think I remember that guy. No, that's
Yeah,
before me.
Oh God, I'm old.
I'm sheltered. That's my excuse.
That's your excuse, and that's Rowan's excuse.
It's a good excuse.
Yes, it is.
It's already been justified. You don't need to defend it. Okay, so we know who won. Who won? Who do you think should have won? Or between these two works, by the way, who comes out ahead?
Definitely Ofuda.
Ofuda.
Okay.
Just because it does have a lot of energy to it.
It feels more action-packed. It feels like there's more dynamism, movement, action, everything that we're looking for in a composition, in a battle, as an illustration than in Nemo's piece. Nemo's falls a little flat because of some choices in regards to how it's portrayed, how the action is portrayed.
And you would be in agreement with the Masked Rose, who judged this battle. So yeah, we're not pumping up your ego, mind you. We will just as easily tear it down. We just need more reasons to do so. But excellent work. Well done for both of our battle analysis people. So again, if you want your work, if you want the bleep analyzed out of your work, simply let us know whenever the info journals come out, or just suggest to us via note. And I am going to turn off screen share now. Right. So that having said, that pretty much just brings us to the end of IPLcast 6, doesn't it?
Yeah, roughly.
Anything else anyone wanted to add while we're here?
Who wants to announce my name?
Quick, while I'm here, or while we're here. Anyone? Nothing. Going once. Oh, we'll remind everybody, if this promotion is going on in your your territory, go get it. Magmar and Electabuzz. There will be, from what I understand, there will be limited availability promotionals of these in markets around the world. So if you don't have it, get it. And I don't know if we can redeem these for you, but if we manage to get any more, we might give a couple away.
I imagine it would work. I'm not sure if... I'll have to check to see if the codes are the same. Because they might be the same across all of them.
Yeah. So look, if we manage to, we'll check. I'll go in and check.
Show it to me, because I can compare it with mine.
This one. Yeah. If you manage to get this, actually, if we manage to get more of these, and we'll ask nicely, we might just be able to share some of these. We might just be able to share codes enable you to get a Magmar and an Electabuzz with an Electrizer and a Magmarizer.
Trainer Andre has a question. If they used a changed version of Hoenn in the new games, would that have an effect on our trainers?
I imagine it wouldn't. Like, no one comes in with so much lore that if the game changed, then their entire lore is backwashed.
I think we would accept it as canon either way.
The way the timeline works
yeah.
now is that XY, I believe, takes place in the time zone after Black 2 White 2, which is several years after the events in the old home. So if it's changed, then we can imagine it's further in the future. That's how I think it's. If it happens to be a prequel, I'm gonna bash my head on the desk because Nintendo went down. But yeah, if there's been something radically changed with Hoenn, we'll work on it on a case-by-case basis. We'll see what we can do with regards to that. But for the most part, I don't think you're going to be affected. I don't think anyone's going to be affected majorly if you're from Hoenn. But that does mean that I'm going to be expecting an entire influx of Hoenn trainers come Omega, Ruby, Alpha, Sapphire. All right, Lanyek has a question, which is, what is a question? A question is a piece of a question is a sentence designed to elicit some sort of result through interrogation. It is usually denoted by an interrogation mark or a question mark at the end. Anyone else?
How do you tie a tie?
I sent you.
How do you tie a tie? For more information on how to tie a tie, simply go to youtube.com/user/howtobasic. And they will happily provide you information on how to bake an apple pie, how to make your own soda, and I believe how to tie a tie.
I believe it involves eggs.
I believe it always involves eggs. I would show you how to tie a tie, but the only tie I'm going to have available to me right now is my wedding tie, and no one's going to get a preview of that, so. Although I think the person who got the rudest surprise was the unaware thing when he tuned in and then suddenly realized that I didn't have a shirt on.
Did you actually take it off, or?
Yeah. And the camera was slightly further up, so the chance of man nipples and anything untoward was reduced to zero. Although I have nothing past, like there's no hair past this point, so it doesn't look as freaky as people think it does. But anyway. All right. I have Giratina staring me at the face. So.
Plushies are at my house.
Anyway, click. Is that mine? Was that mine? Whose birthday is it?
Left my ocarina at my house.
All right, I'm going to. Okay then. That I think brings the that officially. Yeah. We totally did. See, that's a problem with that's the problem with live stuff. It's just if you put it up there and it comes on, it's there forever. All right, so we'll end it there. Unfortunately, Rob's not with us to do the last bit of this. But like I said, if you have any suggestions, any forms, comments, hate mail, directed to Rob. But if you have any useful form suggestions, comments, etc., just direct it to the IPL via note or comment us on Google or YouTube and all of that stuff. We are currently trying to find out how useful this is to the IPL community, because this is 6 episodes in, and we want to know whether or not this is getting use. So if you guys are actually properly enjoying this, we'll be able to tell through our analytics, but we want to hear what you have to say with regards to it. But we'll keep doing this. So, as usual, IPLcast Journal 7 for the next one will come in soon, in about a couple of weeks-ish. But until then, we'll call it IPLcast 6. From me and everybody here, wish you all safe journeys and see you later.
See yous.
And